So guys, I'm sitting here with Lidiya, who is the Deputy of Wigs and Makeup. That cannot be a small role when we're talking about a show like Cats. Talk me through it.
There's a team of us backstage in this show, three of us that look after wigs and makeup on the show. And it's when we were setting up for Adelaide, we were in here for about 60 hours last week, including rehearsals and tech and bump in and all that sort of thing. So they're long hours, but it's fun. Yeah,
I bet.
It doesn't feel like work. So.
Oh, and that's, what more could you be wanting to say? And so how long have you been involved with the show?
Since December.
Okay, great. And so what's your background? I mean, have you always been working in kind of wigs and
No,
costumes?
I was in a completely different industry to this, and didn't really get into it until 2010, full time.
So, the wigs and the makeup for Cats is quite specific. I think even if we haven't seen Cats, people would have a pretty clear idea of what to expect. So for a show that's been going for 30 odd years, how important is that replication?
Very important. I mean, they need to look like cats, not humans. So to do that, we needed to go and source a wig and hair for the wig that would look as cat-like as possible. So I don't know if anyone's told you, you probably heard through everyone talking, but the wigs are made of yak hair, and they're sewn individually, hand knotted in there, strand by strand. And yak's obviously from Nepal.
Yeah.
The mountain goats from Nepal.
Wow.
So that's what makes them look fur-like.
Yeah, and so is this one of the yak crafted wigs that we speak of?
Yeah. So you can see this is a number of wigs all together, but you can see they're all hand knotted in piece by piece.
I don't know who has the patience to do that, but that would be my idea of absolute torture, personally. Wow, and they really feel like it literally but it kind of feels quite like straw, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's string-like. So with yaks, I think the fur on the top is a lot more texturized and tough, and needs to keep them warm. But then the belly of the yak is quite soft. So Victoria, who plays the white cat, the yak, the underneath part of the yak is actually what's used. The belly is what's used to knot her wig.
Wow.
And they don't suffer, so it's cruelty-free.
Wow, so there's so much attention to detail.
Yeah.
And so what kind of training do the cast go through in preparation to put on their makeup?
Well, just similar to what they're doing today, that you've seen today. So it helps them get into character as well. So they probably take about 20 minutes, I think, to half an hour to get into makeup. And then obviously the wigs, mics go on, costume. Through the show, some have character changes. So one of the characters who plays Bustopher Jones, Growl Tiger, Josh Peterman, he'll go through, I think, 3 makeup changes through the show, and they have to be really tight-knit changes.
And so does he do all of those himself, or has he got... Yeah, wow.
Drew, my boss, will help him, assist him to make sure that there's continuity, and he'll assist with some of the preparation of that. But he pretty much does it himself. So.
And so for yourself, once the curtain's up, obviously the cast are coming back here, and I would imagine having relatively frantic costume changes. I'm sure they've all got it under wraps by now. For yourself, what's it like? I mean, are you sort of hanging out backstage on hand to help, or what would we see of you?
Toes all the time. There's probably maybe 1 or 2 moments where we can step back, but there's obviously changes throughout the show, which include wig changes. Their wigs might get a little bit dishevelled when they're on stage doing their dance numbers, so we've got to make sure they're all preened and looking good before they run back on stage. So I've got a brush and a comb in my hand throughout the show the whole time. Glue. I've got like a bag of all my gear for emergency stuff, so yeah.
And since you've been involved, has anything gone spectacularly wrong?
No.
That's showbiz. All under control.
Yeah.
Love it.
There might be like a last minute character change where someone might be injured on stage, where we'll have to have the understudy wig ready, and get them on as quickly as possible. But you've just got to be prepared for that. And that's, I think, what's the exciting part of live theatre.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, Lydia. Thank you so much, and congratulations on a brilliant show.
Thank
Saw it on Sunday and we absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
Cheers.